Summer is supposed to be the fun season, right? But once school is out, many parents are surprised to find more meltdowns, more screen time battles, and a lot less routine. So the good news is that licensed marriage and family therapist, supervisor, and Thriving Shine co-owner Kathryn Thalken, your resume is long, girl, joins me to help create a calmer summer for everyone. Glad to have you here, Kathryn.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. So tell me, why does summer often feel more challenging for parents than they actually expect? Because usually summer is supposed to be like the woo-saw.
Exactly. Well, here's what we have to remember. School provides so much structure, but it not only provides structure, but it provides social interactions. They get to go have friends, get to have entertainment. It provides so much for us, the school year does, that when summer hits, it all goes away.
Yes, then that's hard. That's really hard. Now, why do so many parents notice their children's behavior starts to escalate at home? Is it because that lack of structure?
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening. So we have this lack of structure, and then we also have all of this energy that needs somewhere to go, right? So a lot of times kids talk with their behavior.
Yes.
So we're going to see a lot more behaviors escalating. We're going to see a lot of different things going on with them. And so we just have to be aware that, hey, this is because of a transition.
Right, and this is how, but also understand this is how I'm feeling, and they might not necessarily know how to express it just yet. What you said, actions and behaviors are how they kind of communicate. Now, we often talk about how summer affects the kids, right? But how does it affect the parents as well?
Well, here's the thing, parents have to plan everything, right?
Yes.
And if you're a working parent that's not by the school year, right? Like myself personally, I'm not, okay? And so it's one of those where you have to then figure out, okay, what summer camps are we doing? Are those summer camps filled? Are they open? What about day camps, childcare? What about entertainment? Hey, my kids might be bored. How do I keep them from being bored? How do I continue all of this on? And so the mental load becomes very exhausting for the parent.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I do not have a child, and so when I hear you list all of that out, I'm like, Lord help them. My gosh, many families try to stick to that strict school year routine though, even in the summer. Maybe trying not to make it as rigid, though. Does that work?
It does. So here's what's going to happen. If you try to stick to the strict routine, you're going to fail. It's going to fail. Unless you have school year round and you're homeschooled and you don't go to a summer or regular schedule school, excuse me. And so it's one of those where you're going to set yourself up for failure if you try to be rigid with your schedule. What you want to do is just have anchors in the day. So you want to have breakfast. Okay, we have breakfast time. Then we have morning reading time. Then we have, snack time. Then we have outside time, right? You just want to have anchors in the day, screen time, which I know we're going to talk about in a second, but you want to have those anchors in the day, and that's much easier to maintain than a rigid schedule.
Yes, indeed. But like you said, kids actually like routine. They want to know what's coming. They want to know what's next. And if you can visually put that on the refrigerator, and they're like, oh, it's 12 o'clock, y'all. It's time to go outside. You know what I mean? Make them excited about what they have coming up. Now, we just talked about how that stricter schedule might not always be the answer. So what does something that they can put into action today that is simple, effective, and easy for the parent to kind of slide into their routine?
So really and truly, and you actually made a great point, getting them involved in creating what the routine is going to look like, getting some input. If your kiddo is basically kindergarten and older, get them involved in the routine. Get them some buy-in, because guess what? They're going to be that much more likely to actually do it. And so you want to have those anchor points. Breakfast, whatever your day is going to look like for your family. Some families want to have reading time. Get that reading time in there. Get the screen time in there, right? We want to have intentional times that we're blocking out for things, and that's how we create that summer routine.
Okay, so you just mentioned the screen time. Let's dive into that, because it can be a daily struggle. When to give it, when to take it away, what to watch, what not to watch. And so what is something that can reduce the stress that surrounds those battles?
Scheduling it. That's the best thing I can say, is scheduling the screen time where everybody knows when it's going to happen, okay? So for instance, if it's after our afternoon snack, or if it's before our afternoon snack, whatever that looks like, right? We don't want to have it within 2 hours of bedtime. So we do want to make sure it's earlier in the day. And the biggest question to ask yourself, so that it doesn't turn into a screen time battle, is, am I giving this as a babysitter? Am I giving this because I think they're bored? And why am I giving this screen time, right? Am I being intentional with it, or am I using it? And then guess what? If we don't put parameters around it, because again, sometimes we all need a little help with the screen, okay?
We all do, even as adults,
okay? But we have to put parameters around it. So if you hand them the screen, you say, okay, it's 15 minutes, right? Put the parameters on it, and it doesn't become a battle.
Also, so they know, and they can't come back to you and be like, well, you didn't tell me, or you didn't show, make sure they know, everybody knows. Now, this is the most famous phrase that any kid has ever said. I'm sure we've said it. I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored. What? Is boredom always a bad thing, though?
No.
Tell me
Boredom
more.
is great. So creativity is born out of boredom. Like boredom is actually wonderful. And so what studies have shown us is that kiddos that are bored tend to actually be more creative because they have to figure things out. Now, some kiddos have trouble getting started, okay? And that's okay, right? We do want to help where we can and where we need to. So maybe have a boredom menu where if they're like, hey, I'm bored. All right, go check the boredom menu. What's over there?
I like that. And again, visual. These are so smart. We could have a full conversation on this. Look, I have many more questions, but that's our time. But tell me where we can find so much more from you and where people can find you at home.
Yeah, so thriveshineco.com, 817-415-0908.
Thank you so much, Kathryn, for being here this morning.